Don't sacrifice your inner peace and everything you've built yourself on your own, everything you have with yourself right now. Don't let this be destroyed by anyone who comes into your life. This person should be a positive addition to your life, not someone who breaks things. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have my 25th birthday in like 2 weeks, and I have a lot of thoughts around this time. I don't know, I just feel like maybe it's such a round age. I don't know if that makes sense. It kind of gave me a lot of thoughts around myself, my life, what I've learned, where I am right now. So I'm gonna talk to you today about what my mom taught me. And I hope that everyone who listens will take something from it. And I'm gonna try to not make it any kind of cheesy, cliche type of quotes things. No, I'm gonna tell you real life lessons, so let's do it. Alright, so I'm gonna start from stating a few facts about my mom. I'm not gonna get too much into detail about her life or her story because I'm not sure if she would like me to. But what I can say for sure about her, and I'm sure she wouldn't mind, is that my mom is a true believer. I'm gonna quote it to you, and it's called the Serenity Prayer. And it says, "God, grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can change, and wisdom to know the difference." And as a person who is not necessarily a believer myself, but this is something I agree 100%, and it's not even about the God thing, just overall, to finding serenity in our life, to agree to accept the things we cannot change, to have a courage to change things we can change. I personally take it as a way to say to myself, you cannot impact all of the humans around you. Let's say you're applying for a job, you're applying for university, you do everything you can from your part, but then you're starting to worry about how other people will perceive you, how, I don't know, if new manager at the job will like you. You're starting to worry if recruiter or whoever will decide to take you to this role. We sometimes think about things and get fixated over things we have absolutely zero control over. What I can do, I can be prepared, I can dress the best way I can be earlier to avoid traffic, I can do all these things, have a smile on my face, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you can't influence these people. You absolutely can't. You have no idea. Maybe this person that comes into the room just had a fight with their spouse and they will come with really terrible mood. You have nothing to do with it. So I think for your own mental health and for everything that is going on in your life, this is really important to realize. You can't blame yourself always about things that happened completely outside of you. That's the lesson number one. My mom is a person who is always there for others. And when I tell you to what extent she is, you wouldn't even believe it. Like, she can sacrifice a lot of herself, her convenience, her life, her time, in order to help people, to talk to people, to do things for them. I think I didn't understand it. I think as a child, I felt a bit jealous. She's a really selfless person, but it also comes down to a fact that she doesn't, I wouldn't say she doesn't care of herself, because that's not necessarily true, but she kind of puts herself last. And in my personal opinion, and this is a lesson that I've learned not because she taught me to, this lesson I've learned by observing what she's doing and how she behaves. And I personally believe that we need to put ourselves first in many occasions. We need to watch our basic needs, sleep, food, everything that is necessary for us to be comfortable. We can't help others if we are in a wrong position in our life. Obviously, should be there for people who need us. If we are in a position to help them, always remember to take care of yourself because no one else will. If you have specific boundaries, if you have your own values, your beliefs, your standards at life, you should never break them because you met someone who is against them or who has different ones. If you don't want to do something, if you don't feel okay with someone doing something, let's say around you, you should not settle for it. You should not agree for this. You pay your own bills. You earn your own money. You don't need to settle for someone who's gonna come and destroy your peace. Your peace and your life as it is, the things that make you feel comfortable in your life, your standards, the things that you like to have, are things that should not be touched by someone else. I'm speaking right now about your standards around how you feel about the person and what the person brings into your life, how you interact. Are these conversations valuable? Are they bringing something positive? Is someone calling you at 2 a.m. when you want to go to bed, for example? Is someone, I don't know, smoking weed around you where you don't like weed? It comes down to self-respect. Just because, for example, physically you click with someone, ask yourself if it's worth it. We have this vision in our head that we would like this to happen, we would like to have a relationship or whatever. We're kind of projecting the vision, and we don't see that this person actually really disturbs us from what is important. The lesson I want to kind of sum up here is actions speak louder than words. So you always need to pay attention to what is actually happening, and don't sacrifice your inner peace and everything you've built yourself on your own, everything you have with yourself right now. Don't let this be destroyed by anyone who comes into your life. This person should be a positive addition to your life, not someone who breaks things and destroys and, reorders everything, because that's not how it should work. My mom has definitely taught me a lot about being independent and being okay with being by yourself. You don't actually need to have anyone. I'm not talking about friends, I'm not talking about people around you overall. What I mean is that you don't necessarily need a relationship to handle your life. She usually says that God doesn't give us more than we can handle. Sometimes she's pissed off about it and she cries, and I've seen that, and I've seen many scenes when she was devastated by whatever was going on. But she would always cry, go to bed, and wake up the next morning feeling stronger and finding solutions. In whatever shit you are right now, you are capable of finding this solution. You can do this. There's no situation that cannot be solved. And I've seen it from her, I've seen it from many of other women of her friends that went out from either abusive, almost pathological relationships, who dealt with addiction, who dealt with many other mental problems. It will get better. I truly trust that. I have these moments of being really down and feeling like everything is going wrong and I'm failing. It's temporary. Next thing, I'm gonna have 2 more and I may do another part if you'd like me to. My mom, she's a person who has a master's degree. She's a violin teacher, and there were moments, and even are right now unfortunately, when it was really difficult for her to either find a job or to get a job that is well paid. My mom was always repeating me that there's no shame in work. There's this saying in Polish, I'm not sure, I don't think there is one in English because I was trying to find one. It basically means that your job doesn't define you. For whatever reason, in whichever situation you are right now in your life, if you need money to survive, if you need money to proceed your dreams, for whatever reason you need them, because you need to live and you don't have many options, whatever job you take, you shouldn't be ashamed of it, because it doesn't say anything about you. You can have 3 degrees or more, you can be a highly educated person, but you are in this specific, maybe critical, maybe specific situation of your life when you just need a job and you happen to not have other opportunities than, for example, go for a cleaning job. There's no shame in that. First of all, it's usually temporary. Even if it's not, maybe you're gonna like it, who knows. But it's just for now. You're saving yourself in this moment. You should be proud of taking action, not being a person who is seeking help from others or benefits or whatever else that can help you. You're taking responsibility for your life. You're going to work. The second thing is that if you have a degree or 2 or 3 and you work in this specific profession, don't let the society judge you for that. No. You're taking care of yourself. You're owning your money. You're earning your money. Maybe you need this money for university. Literally, there's no shame in being a cleaner. There's no shame in being a sales assistant, in being a waitress. Don't ever degrade yourself because of the job you're having temporary right now. You're gonna grow from it. You're gonna find something else if you don't like this, or if you do, maybe this job brings you something else to your life. I know many people who are studying or even finished their unis, who are bartending, who are working as a baristas at the coffee shops because they like it, because this is a really, let's say, brainless job, because they like the atmosphere, whatever. Maybe you need a break from your profession. Maybe you don't want to, I don't know, get yourself into anything serious. You don't want to hold a responsibility. You just want the chilled, relaxed atmosphere at work. Whatever it is, it's fine, and don't let anyone judge you for it. It's okay. It's perfect. And the last thing, and I think it's the most important thing actually, just because you were raised this way doesn't mean you need to be a parent like this in the future. Just because your parents or adults in your childhood you've known presented to you the adulthood that you saw as an example, it doesn't mean you need to become the same adult as they did. We tend to grow with a lot of traumas. We have a lot of things we should work on, things sometimes we don't even realize we do. You were raised in a family where physical abuse or punishments were normal. And now we take a lot from our parents. We repeat the same behaviors, we repeat the same patterns if we don't work on them. If you don't want to be the same parent, if you don't want to be the same adult as your parents were, because you truly deeply disagree with these things, just realizing it is a huge step in first place, that you can see this as something wrong, but it's usually not enough, because in the stressful situation, when something happens, you're probably gonna react the same way. And it's not entirely your fault. You have it somehow programmed in your head, it's subconscious. Children up to the age of, I think, 5 or 6 learn by observing and repeating behaviors of adults. It's not that you came up with specific reactions, that you react like this or the other way. You observed it. The things you say are also coming from people that were in your surroundings where you were a child. We just don't come up with negative language. We don't come up with aggression. Nobody decides on some point of their life that, well, I'm gonna be abusive. No, it doesn't work this way. We take it from somewhere. The thing is, it's your responsibility as an adult to work on that and decide what things you want to remain in your life and what things you don't want in your life. And I think this is a really big thing, because it holds us responsible for what we do as an adult. it's really difficult, and trust me, there are many things that are really little in you that you might have taken from your family house, and you don't even realize them until sometimes, for example, for me, this way to realize them is mainly therapy. But it can be also reading books, meditation, prayers, maybe some other form of self-reflection, like basically having a conversation with yourself. And it holds you responsible for your responses to external things going on. What I'm trying to say, why we talk about men as emotionally unavailable and unable to show feelings and never cry, because crying is the sign of weakness whatsoever. Because during our upbringing, because being a child or later in teenager years, puberty, at some point they must have been taught that, for example, men should not cry. This is a feminine thing. You should not cry. You should not express feeling. Man up, right? And yeah, you can be this person. You can be this man growing up, never crying, reacting aggression to things that people would react with sadness. You can react with aggression to hurt, because that's easy to be aggressive. You can, also repeat the scheme of telling your children, for example, in the future, your son, to man up and stop being or something. Or you can take responsibility for it, work on that, and get rid of this toxic masculinity you have in you. Something that my mom has taught me a lot, because she's grown as a beautiful, amazing person. My mom is a really compassionate and loving person, and this is definitely not the environment she grew up in as a child. She just had to learn these things herself during the therapy, during other things, because she wasn't taught these things as a child. And that's our responsibility as an adults, to teach ourselves things we were not taught as children, to become better and more self-aware people. So yeah, that's everything I can say. I got it from my mama. I hope you took something from it. It's a really random video, I must say, but it's reflecting November. I have something about autumn. I love this season, but I always get really nostalgic. So yeah, please let me know what kind of things you learned from your mom, or do you agree with these things I've just said. Also, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up to let me know you liked this video. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye bye.